Sir, Dr. CG is employed on a contract basis as senior advisor on public health matters with effect from 19th April 2020, following the COVID-19 pandemic. In view of her academic qualifications and her wide professional experience in the field of medicine, her services have been retained by my ministry. As regard to Part B of the question, Dr. CG is employed for a period of 1 year and her contract is renewable. She earns a salary of 120,000 rupees monthly and is entitled to a special allowance of 20,000 rupees monthly. She has an official chauffeur-driven car provided by the ministry at her disposal. Additionally, she enjoys passage benefits of 5% of her annual salary. Dr. CG has been granted a cellular phone and free calls up to 2,000 rupees monthly, and will be entitled to 2 months' salary on completion of 12-month satisfactory service. The terms and conditions of her contract are in accordance with recommendations of PRB 2016. The duties of Dr. CG are to advise the Ministry on the strategy to strengthen our preparedness and response for the COVID-19 and other communicable diseases, to propose an action plan for an effective response to COVID-19 and other infectious diseases, to advise on an appropriate post-curfew strategy and action plan, to advise on the review, revamping of our public health programs, healthcare planning and surveillance systems, to advise and provide technical assistance in epidemiology and monitoring and evaluation activities, to assess the adequacy of the existing procedures and policies regarding control of infectious diseases in hospitals and other healthcare institutions, homes for the elderly, shelters, reform institutions, prisons, educational institutions, and other public places vulnerable to spread of diseases, to advise on the appropriate training needs of healthcare workers on communicable diseases control, to advise on and assist in conducting public health sensitization campaigns, and to perform such other cognate duties as may be assigned by the Minister. As regard to Part D of the question, Dr. CG has been employed on a contract basis after obtention of all necessary clearances from the Prime Minister's Office, Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning and Development, and the Ministry of Public Service, Administrative and Institutional Reforms.
Is Dr. Gaud registered as a medical practitioner at the Medical Council?
Mr. Speaker, sir, Dr. Gaud, as far as if I'm not mistaken, she is not registered for the time being with the Medical Council of Mauritius.
Is she allowed to give medical advice?
Yes, Dr. Gaud is advised to give medical advice. Similarly, like Dr. Owen was employed by the ministry on diabetes matters, he also was employed on contract basis to give medical advice.
Being registered as at the Medical Council?
Similarly, like Dr. Owen has been advised the ministry on diabetology.
Can the Minister inform the House if Dr. Gaud is still acting as courtier to the Ministry of Health for the procurement of certain medicine from Réunion Island?
I disallow this question about courtier and whatever. You don't have the right to use this language in the House.
Agent.
Yes.
I'm tabling some copies of correspondence between the Ministry of Health and Dr. Gaud between November onwards, where her services, as you said, not courtier but agent.
Again, I disallow the question.
Hey.
And this is not the language you use to the chair, towards the chair. I disallow the question.